Are we on?
It's on.
Welcome back to What She Said on Canada Talks, Sirius XM 167.
Great to have you along with us. I'm Sharon Caddy with Christine Bentley and our, there she sings, our guest Chris Abel. Can I tell you, when going back to the, I guess, early 90s, when I got my first home computer, the very first computery thing I did wasn't really an online thing because you know, with that huge 3 megs of RAM I had, it took like 3 days to download a page, so or upload a page. So my first thing was I bought this thing. It was a cookbook program that I put on my, and this is what got me into my computer, was I did things with the cookbook. If you'd have told me back then that I could have something, an app, which I wouldn't have known what you meant anyway, but an app on my phone that would do stuff for me cooking-wise, I would have been blown away. And we have tons.
Yeah, we have tons. And so today I wanted to focus on specifically apps that have been developed here in Canada. And part of that is because there's one this week that just came out called Tavola. Tavola, which is a free app for iPhone and iPad, and this comes from Edmonton-based chef Daniel Costa. And it's really tough. There are lots of cooking apps that are out there, so it's kind of hard to come up with a angle that's unique. And I feel that he has done this because he's decided he wants to create a menu of fantastic Italian dishes. So he has ribollata and pappardelle, yes, and eggs in purgatory.
Eggs in purgatory.
Yeah. But he wanted to make it as a dining experience. And so for each one of these recipes, he includes wine pairings, but also an RDO playlist, which means you can press play and have music playing. And he's got playlists for doing prep and other things.
That's fun.
I want to just sort of share his selection. If you can start playing the music, please. There we go. So this is from his playlist for dining with your family.
Oh.
You've worked hard in the kitchen, you've served out, you've got your, what was that again?
Have some eggs in purgatory, my darling.
Tagliatella, bolognese. Yeah, he's got quite a selection of sumptuous looking great meals to put together, and then I like the fact that he's got this free music.
I like the music, and then my kids would go, and can I have some chicken nuggets and fries with that?
So our second app actually comes from the Dietitians of Canada. It's called Cookspiration. It's also free for iPhone and iPad. And, you know, I mean, it's what they've done is they've come up with recommended meals that are sort of easy to prepare, low cost to go get all the ingredients, that are recommended, obviously, from a dietary point of view, but that you can select and choose based on your mood and time of day. So they've got a large database of recipes, and you can say, well, you know, we're sitting down for lunch, or we're going to have an evening meal, or you know, this is everybody's well relaxed, or you know, we got to hurry up. They've got recipes for each and one of those. And very key, what you don't find in many other cooking apps is that there's a lot of nutritional details. But different from other apps, one of my criticisms is that I found there wasn't as much in-depth on preparation on how to actually make the meals. It's sort of very basic recipes, but lots of great nutritional details.
Well, I know I have a bunch of their actual page cookbooks, regular pages cookbooks, and the Dietitians of Canada do really great recipes. If you're looking for good, fairly easy to make, quality ingredient, healthy recipes.
Yes, and I guess part of it is that, you know, when you're a cooking organization, you want to take a lot of your resources that are online, and when you translate them to an app, find new tools. And so in this case, the ability to organize all the recipes by mood and time of day is pretty handy.
Look at my angry list. Chocolate, ice cream.
I like the next one.
Me too.
So, yeah, macarons. Are you big fans of macarons?
Yes, they'd be so hard to make.
And I've noticed just, you know, walking around the city of Toronto that I find a lot of restaurants are not advertising this, that it seems to be more popular than in past years, macaron cookies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just recently in Montreal, and my friend said, I said, I got to have one of these. And you know, they're $2 each.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're kidding me, right? $2 for, I said, it's not a cookie. It's an experience.
Right. Yeah. And most people I talk to, they think it's macaroons, which is whole
that's
other, that's a coconut-based cookie.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here is actually quite light. It's two sort of meringue that's in between two shells, I guess you could put it. But there is an app out there if you're looking to make your own called Fresh Macarons, and this comes from a foodie way out in Vancouver named Candace Rohrick, and she's made a very beautiful app beautiful photography, lots of different flavors and selections. If you want to make your own macarons, she's got lemon buttercream macarons, chocolate ganache.
Oh, talk to me, Chris.
Yeah, or even pistachio. And
Have you made any of these, Chris?
I have not myself. No, I need to find somebody to make them for me.
Next
They're
time.
beautiful.
Next
Wow.
time.
Her app is $2, and I recommend it.
Well,
If you're
that's the
looking
cost
at-
of one macaron,
That's the cost of one macaron. You are correct.
as I know. And it was delicious and worth every penny.
And that's what happens. You go to one of these beautiful French bakeries in Toronto, and you come home with a bag of macarons, and you're thinking, that was beautiful, but it cost
That
me
was
a
40
lot.
bucks.
Yeah, well, here's an app. You download it and try making some yourself. And I know they're very popular at, I guess, frou-frou parties and weddings, or
Frou-frou
Frou-frou
parties.
parties.
Just the girls getting together with some wine and some macarons.
Exactly.
Is macaron good wine? Okay, I was going to ask whether tea would be better. But
Tea would probably be better, but
Everything goes with wine.
everything goes with wine.
Okay.
Girls don't say no.
Well,
Not
yeah.
to macarons.
Not to
Not to
macarons.
macarons.
No.
Maybe not a guy thing, but
Mm-mm.
You know.
Now I'm really hungry.
I like
Thanks
that.
a lot,
I'm
Chris.
starving. Okay, well we have some organic mulberries here if you want.
Ooh, mulberries. Okay.
Ooh. So, then there is this new anti-sexting app.
Yes, and I thought this was good to include because it seems to be the opposite of what we started off with.
Well, we mentioned this one day, but we didn't quite understand it.
Okay, so they've sent out an app that's available now for free on iPhone called Send This Instead. And the concept is that if you are sent a sexting proposition, so somebody sends you a text and they're requesting you to, give intimate details of yourself, that you could just send instead the messages that the OPP have put together. And they're meant to be humorous messages. I'm not sure that it works as comedy, but so instead you would send back an image that would say, "Is it possible to get an STD from a conversation? Because this text is making me itchy." Or, "Sorry, no, but one day I hope you find happiness, though happiness will probably be his prison name."
No, I
This
like
comes-
that one.
This comes from the OPP. It's amazing. I didn't know that they have quite that much imagination.
You know what? I like that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
What? That's a scream.
Yeah.
So now this last one is really your pet fish play video games?
Yeah.
I mean,
off the air we were talking about the $55,000 potato salad
Potato
Kickstarter
salad.
and why people do this sort of thing. This sort of falls into that same camp.
Really?
Yeah, there were
Okay.
a bunch of students in New York who found a way to let their pet fish play a video game. The way they did this is they put a webcam on the aquarium and a computer that would watch the webcam. And every time the fish would swim to the left, it would press the controller for moving a character to the left. Every time the fish goes to the right or up and down, that would be the same controls as on the video game. They put the whole thing online through a website called twitch.tv, and they had more than, I think, 20,000 people that were watching to see
Really?
if this fish could actually play the video game. The video game in question was Pokemon, which is astonishing because, it'd be one thing to get the fish to try to play Tetris, which has simple controls, but Pokemon, you're actually controlling a character who wakes up, has to go talk to his mom, choose a name. This fish was choosing names like AABDK to name Pokemon and stuff like that.
No, what I'd like
Crazy.
to know is, how come I never hear about this stuff? Where, if I'm bored, I can go at 4 in the morning and tune
watch a
in
fish.
somewhere and watch a bunch of fish play games? Why does nobody tell it? Is it only for under 20-year-olds that this information is available? Or
It
am I
may
not
be.
following the right people on Twitter, obviously?
So, yeah, I think it does sort of, who you follow. But some of these projects do end up sort of making the news. This one has. What's interesting is they're encouraging people around the world to hook up their own fish.
Oh,
and
good.
try
Hook
to-
up your fish.
Yes, and play all the fish would play one video game together. That's what they're working on. They want to see if there's wisdom amongst the crowd. If you get hundreds of goldfish all making decisions,
Does this
you
not
get better
say to
decisions.
you somebody needs to get a life? I mean, the people are just incredibly bored. Or am I just?
Well, at least the fish aren't bored.
No, the fish aren't bored.
No. They're getting attention, which is always good. That's
Well,
nice.
it's always lovely to have you.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much, Chris Abel, and thanks to all our guests today, and thank you for joining us. Come join us again tomorrow. Remember to tweet us at WhatSheSaid167, email WhatSheSaid167@gmail.com. Of course, sign up at WhatSheSaidRadio.com, and while you're there, shop.ca. Make sure you join us tomorrow. We're going to be talking to a world-renowned economist, author, and portfolio manager about the recession he's forecasting. Of course, our own Timothy Walker will join us us from Ottawa with Capital Connection. This is What She Said with Christine, Sharon Caddy, Kate Wheeler out there somewhere on Canada Talks 167 Sirius XM. Have a great day, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Bye.